Okay, what are we doing tonight? Let's see, we've got some gloves. We have my favorite shade of antique gel. And we have some old sweatshirt. And we have the pieces for today's project. So this is the cell phone case that I've been making for my mom. Now we've gathered the supplies. The first big step is a nice big gob of antique gel, followed by speed and rubbing. We're going to do circles, lots of them, and quickly. Okay, so notice that where the first gobs went down, I got the most even color. The bottom half didn't quite get the color in as evenly. Now I'm slowing down to make sure I'm getting the thickness of the antique gel pushed in to all the right places. Okay. So I see places where I really wish I'd been more careful with my paintbrush in the last video. You'd see a bit on this tail, in front of that hawk, at the bottom of this gate post, underneath his chin, a little on the top of that tail. But I think overall you can really see how the gel is picking up all the detail work. Like right there you can see the difference between the color of the hoof and the pastern. And all the great muscles on those horse legs. More vigorous rubbing while I still got a wet. There we go. So now see how the non-tooled area has brightened after a good rubbing with the still wet cloth that just does not happen to be adding extra color. So I can take this kind of dirty look where there's a little too much and just rub it off. Spectacular. That is the effect that I wanted. Alright, so come back in a minute and do those edges. But overall we got it, and we can start moving on to the next portion. So, here we go. Another big glob, not quite as big because I don't think I have quite as much real estate to do in this portion. We'll see if we're right or not. Now I'm putting my lid back on, as you can see, because who wants to knock this puppy over right into their project? Am I right? Yeah. Okay, so you can see where I didn't quite get enough in. Right there, there we go. So we're kind of pushing and making a swiping motion. Absolutely sure I get into all the little areas. Right in here I can see where I didn't. I'm gonna apply more pressure. Make sure I get more in there. Okay, now are we 100% sure that we got plenty squeezed into here? Okay, turning it around just so we can check with light going in a different angle. Okay, so now we're left with the back and the piece for the belt. So on goes my next good sized blob. Ooh, slightly smaller than the last. Okay, now this one I think is important, that even though I've trained him already to be bent, I don't want to get my fingers on the backside or dye underneath him and change his color. So since this piece is small, I'm going to go ahead and do that part. And now moving the camera over so we can get this side, which just did not get enough dye on it earlier. I mean, antique gel on it earlier. But I do dearly love the way this color combo looks. So now that's better, and I'm trying not to get this good piece over there because I put all that antique gel there. Now this piece will never be seen from the back, but still I'm working with it and I know how it was set. Okay, so that is the back, the loop that the belt will be slid through. So he can go dry now. And go take a second look at the case, which I think has some fabulous character going on. Yes, antique gel shows up everything, including accidents. That is a-okay. Make sure that's in good shape. All right. Let's see how carefully we can get these edges and corners looking just a little darker. So, how long do we let the antique gel dry for? Again, I haven't found any hard and fast rules available. They always just say, make sure it dries for long enough. Great, how long is that? Well, again, I'm going to say 10 minutes to an hour has never left me happy when it comes to antique gel drying times. So I'm going to suggest 12 hours overnight, something like that, has always made me happier when I go to apply my final top coat to it. Alright, now, how's those areas doing? Pretty good. Let's try the other side. Okay. Okay. What am I going to do about this hole right here that doesn't have any antique gel in it? Well, leave it alone, right? Well, actually, because that hole is going to be a corner, it's going to be more exposed when the piece is all wet formed and shaped and everything. So I'm going to make sure to help it out now by giving it a little more color. Make sure it's got what it needs. Okay. So I have a little blotch there, which is regrettable, but character, right? So, what do you think about how it turned out? I think we've got some lovely contrast. The mistakes are small enough, we shouldn't really notice them too much, especially at a distance and motion on a finished piece. We've got some nice warm character color going on. And then, check out that. Wow. Look how that turned out, huh? Okay. And the loop for the belt to go through looks alright. I see that it's cut from a different piece of leather, done maybe a year in advance, and I'm reusing it for this project, so I see that it doesn't quite match color or tone, but in the finished product it'll be stitched here to over there, and I think it'll go well with the piece. Alright. Well, hope you enjoyed. Bye.